So our Super Eagles goalkeeper Maduka Okoye had some big clutch moments today as they played out Bologna. Udinese versus Bologna. First half was a very heated one. Maduka Okoye actually stepped up in the 41 minute to save a penalty. But then it would go on to be a disaster of a match for them in the second half because he ended up conceding three goals in the second half alone. Goals coming from Pobega twice in the 54th and in the 60th, and then Benadashe, completed it 3-0 in the 90 plus fourth minute, and obviously ending the match in a very disappointing fashion. But I'm sure Maligako is going to want to take some positives from his first half performance, especially the penalty save and a little bit of saves here and there that he did. Of course, AFCON is coming, and we are going to need a goalkeeper that can compete and give Stanley Nwabali a good competition. But it's not just Maduka Okoye. We also saw a couple of other Super Eagles players who made appearances for their clubs. Talk about Demola Lukman also in the Serie A right now. They're actually collecting 3-1 right now at the hands of the current champions Napoli. Lukman started today's game. He was trusted by the new coach to make the starting 11. But unfortunately, today wasn't their day because, to be honest, they started the match very poorly, conceding early goals, conceding 3 goals in the first half in the 17th minute, 38th minute, and 45 minutes. David Neres was the one that punished them so early on. And obviously, now the match is still going. It's still ongoing because it's in the 90 something minutes, but they've already lost this one. They will be looking forward to their next match, and it's a very, very bad way to start his campaign with this Atlanta side. Talking about the new coach who has just come into the club. This is actually his first match, but for Lukman, he was taking off later in the 82nd minute after failing to find the back of the net. But moving over to the EPL side, where we have some good news, we saw some of our players make appearances, and for that matter, putting a really strong performance for their club. We talk about the likes of Fulham's Kevin Bassey, Iwobi, and Samuel Chukwueze. They were very, very good today as they defeated a very strong Sunderland. Sunderland has been on form this season. They've beaten a couple of big clubs, Chelsea being one of them. They've gotten some really good results since their promotion into the EPL. But today wasn't their day because Fulham got the better of them. And talking about how they got the better of them, we talk about the likes of Samuel Chukwueze coming in as a sub to produce that assist for the one and only goal that decided the match. The goal coming from the boots of Jimenez, who converted from Chukwueze's assist. That happened in the 84th minute. Chukwueze actually came in the 64th minute and then created that assist in the 84th minute and ended that match, in a very good way for them. But for their performances, was really good. If you see the ratings from our players, it was really nice. Kevin Bassey was rock solid, had 7.6 ratings. It will be 7.2. These two guys started the match, and then Chukwueze came in from the bench to bring that assist. The only person that had more ratings in this match is just Berg, who had 7.9. So aside from Berg, okay, the next person is Anderson as well, the defender of Fulham. But then, apart from these guys, Iwobi and Bassey did really well in the ratings. So that shows that they actually performed well. And then Chukwueze providing the assist for the game. That's his 2 goal contributions since he has come into this Fulham side. Of course, he's not played a lot of matches. He's just been trying to settle in nicely. And most of the time he does come from the bench, and he continues to show that he can affect the game. He can, bring some positive input or impact into the match. So it's just great victory for them. And then we'll talk about Nottingham Forest, Taiwo Awuni and Ola Ainos Football Club. Of course, they had day today. It was a good day at office for them today because they completely blew away Liverpool. 3 goals to 0 was the score. And this was actually a surprise to me because I watched that game. And to be honest, it was actually very surprising. Felt like Liverpool were doing all the knocking, all the playing around, but the Nottingham Forest side were just busy converting the goals, and they were quite lucky, especially when they were 0-0 in the first half. Liverpool could have gone ahead a couple of times, but they had some really good defending to do to prevent Liverpool from getting any goal and having a head start on them. And talk about our players. We didn't have any of our players who made appearance for Liverpool for Nottingham Forest tonight. Taiwo only didn't play the match. I don't think he has injuries, just probably a tactical decision to rest him. And then talk about Ola. I know he's returning from injury. He's just got back into solo training with this side. So obviously we didn't even expect him to make appearance for that one. But I mean, good one for them. Of course, that's going to help them move somewhere reasonable in the table right now. But then beyond that, guys, let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the reaction coming out from Austin JJ Okocha right now, and also Ayegbeni Yakubu, who, by the way, today he celebrates his birthday. He turns 43 years old today. Big congrats to the big man, the legend of the Super Eagles, and of course he's been talking recently, on a show, and one of the things he has said now is that he thinks the NFF should not go on and try to look for a new coach this time around, especially now that the AFCON is around the corner. He believes that it's very close, and it's very risky to start looking for a new coach. So he wants them to stick with Coach Eric Shaw, and he also believes that the idea of getting local coaches, maybe if the NFF wants to relieve Eric Shaw of his duty, and then give it to local coach, maybe either of Austin Eguavoen or Samson Siasia. Yakubu believes that this is not a good idea. He said that we had done these things before and it didn't really work well. So those are in the past. We should move forward and try to look for foreign coach. He actually favors foreign coaches. He doesn't believe that local coaches can get us where we want to be, but he believes that giving these coaches time and allowing them to build something is very important. Is also very key to having a good team. But as it stands now, he believes that we don't have to let the coach go. We should allow him to continue with the squad and take them to AFCON, and then after that they can sit down and analyze what happened, and if he does well they can stick with him, but if he doesn't do well they can now go out and look for another foreign coach who they will give all the support and the time to build a team. This is what Yakubu said. In this one he said, why do we always find it difficult to get a decisive coach when it matters? We say we need a foreign coach, and I agree. We still need a foreign coach. It's too close to the AFCON to bring in another coach. I don't think Siasia or Eguavoen are needed anymore. We've gone past that era. I think we should try to sit together and look for whom to bring. It's time to move forward, not backwards. So that's what the Yak has said. And similarly, Austin JJ Okocha has also reacted to the issue of inconsistency with the national team. Okocha believes that the reason that the Super Eagles are far from where they are supposed to be, in terms of getting results and being up there when it comes to global football, like being there in the World Cup and all of that. We should be there. That's where we're supposed to be. But Okocha feels that the reason we are not at this level, the reason we didn't qualify, is because of inconsistency or lack of consistency. That's what the Okocha feels right now. Okocha believes that there's a lot of quality in the squad, and he says that Nigeria will continue to have qualities even in the future because of the population, because of how large we are, because of the diaspora, and all of that. So for that reason, we'll continue to be having stars in the future. But it's not just about having the stars, but it's more about bringing these stars together and coaching them, and getting the best out of these guys, as a team. This is what Okocha feels is the big issue right now for the Super Eagles. Consistency issue. That is what he says. And just to relate it in this way, he said Nigeria's run in the World Cup qualifiers was roller coaster, but we would have loved to see Nigeria qualify with ease. We all know football is not an easy game, and I think, what I do think is that they should improve on is to be more consistent. They need to stick to winning with top performance in every game. That's part of what he said, and then he went on to say that we'll continue to have qualities, we'll continue to have the players because of our size, as a nation, both home and away. But at the end of the day, it's all about getting the right coach and giving him the time long enough for him to build a team out of these stars that we have, and then we can start getting the results, in the future.